want to get rich quick in Anime Reborn? When in today's guide, I'm going to be going over the best farming methods, in-game tips, and secret strategies to help you do just that. So without further ado, let's get into the guide. First things first, it's always worth checking if there's any active codes. I'm going to put all of the active codes inside of the comment section below, so if you've not redeemed them, go to the comment section and copy and paste them over into the game. Second thing, you do not want to waste your gems on low tier banners. What do I mean by that? In the Winter Mayhem area and the Summon area, we got banners, and essentially what they are, they help you summon your new companions. So as you guys can see, we got Morutu, Emily, and Ayokoja. Gems, and in this case candy canes, are really important currencies. They're very hard to get, but the reward is either one of these and obviously the entire index. So you can take a look at the odds: 87% to get a rare, 10% to get an epic, 2% to get a legendary, and 0.25% to get a mythical. Now if you move your eyes up to the top over here, you can see we got a pity system, which is essentially once this number reaches the final digit over here, you're basically guaranteed to get that rarity of unit. For example, if your mythical pity hits 400, you are guaranteed to get the mythical banner right over here. So just to show you, as you unbox, your pity goes up. As you can see, mythical pity 10, legendary pity 50. So if I do 2 more of these, I am guaranteed, oh never mind, I got him beforehand, you're going to get yourself a mythical. You do not want to waste your gems on low tier banners because gems are pretty hard to get and they're not going to help you. Next up, you're going to want to choose your best team when it comes to farming. You're going to want to use strong AoE characters, which translates to area of effect, essentially like areas where if anybody goes into them they get damaged. You're going to want to use characters like that. So ideally, here's some characters you really need on your team. First thing is first, you're going to want to use the money farming unit. That is Bulba over here, so I'm going to go ahead and equip her. And you also want to use speed cards. Alright, next you're going to need a high DPS character, which translates to damage per second. And as you guys can see over here, my Okarun does 2.1 thousand damage a second, so I'm going to equip him. Next you're going to want a character which can slow, ideally, for example, Cydia over here, attack freeze enemies that are below 40% health, so I'm going to go ahead and equip her. An easily accessible slow would be Darkbeard with his ability Dark Void. With each attack he applies a slow status, so I'll go ahead and equip him. And the final one I'm going to go ahead and select is my shiny Cid over here, since his special ability is basically a massive AoE, so I'm going to go ahead and equip him. Now that you have your team assembled, you're going to want to know how to actually farm. So there's quite a few things. You can either farm the daily quests. For example, I just met my one previously in the video. Summon 20 units. They're going to give me some gems and some battle pass XP, so I'm going to go ahead and claim all. If you're an early player, you're going to want to come over to the playing area and you're going to want to go through the main story. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 installments. Each of them have 6 acts, which means that there's 42 stages, not including any legend stages, for you to go through. Naturally, by progressing through that, you're going to get yourself to a high level, probably around level 30 to level 40. Now once you've gone ahead and gotten yourself through the main story, one of the best, if not the best way to farm is by going to West City Infinite mode, as it gives you the most gems. But later on in the video I'm going to show you the best strategy for that, so stay tuned. Now if you guys have already completed the main story, you're going to want to do your challenges. These have a 1 hour timer on them, so once the 1 hour is up, we're going to go ahead and reset and give you different items. For example, if I go into this one, it's going to give me 40 to 60 gems, 40 to 60 gold, 2 to 4 orange stars, blah 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 blah, you get the point. So if you need items especially, this is the best way to do it. Okay, so once you've gone ahead and joined a game, this is the ideal and optimal way to go about it. First things first, you're going to want to place down your Bulba. You can place her down immediately as you only need 450 yen to summon her, so that's going to automatically generate you some money. I always like to place down 2 Bulmas to start with. Don't worry about these guys, we're going to catch up to them. you're going to want to place down your farms early as they generate cash each wave, generating you a massive amount of money when the time comes. After placing down 2 bombers, you're going to want to place down your speed car as you have enough money from now, and place down your 3rd bomber with your final bit of cash. I did it a tiny bit too late. Next, you're going to want to place your max DPS character. That for me is going to be Okarun. So you're going to want him to do his stuff and he gets confused, typical. Okay, let me go ahead and place down my Sid over here just so that I do not lose. But once you place down your max DPS, you're going to want to chill for a little bit and upgrade your farms. So I'm going to turn on auto priority and I'm going to upgrade all of my farms. Now if your units are a lower level, you might not want to take this approach. You might just want to start spamming down your units to make sure that none of them get through. The guy literally does 5,000 damage a second. I'm pretty fine. Now once you're happy with the amount of upgrades you got on your farms, as you can see these are pretty good, you're going to want to focus upgrading your max DPS character. Why? Because in the long term, they're going to give you the most power or the most damage output, assuming you get them to their max upgrade. So for Okarun, it's going to be level 9. So now that I got some money, let me go ahead and put a slow by the entrance. So when Darkbid attacks them, they all move slower, making it easier for Okarun to get the final hit. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to front load this area quite a bit, just like so. So now basically everybody is kept in this area over here. Now to make your farming experience easier, I do have a few recommendations of units you're going to want on your team. First things first, if you have an Okarun, make sure to use him. He's quite literally the best unit I've seen in the game for a long time. Next, you're going to want a Sid or somebody of his ability. The non-negotiables is a Bulba and a speed car, literally because they give you a bunch of money which you're going to need to actually farm. Ideally, you're going to want a slow, so I got 2 slows, but the most important characters is your high DPS and your farms. For other ones, you can basically choose whoever you want. Okay, so now that my Okarun is upgrade 9, he does 100,000 damage every single time he attacks, which is just crazy. Also, once you get to the final wave, so for me, wave 15, for the main story is going to be wave 15, you want to go ahead and sell your farms, and the boss died already. The reason why you want to sell your farm is because they cannot give you any more money after the final wave. So by selling your farms, you actually get more money than keeping them, which is crazy. So you want to max out your farms. Once wave 15 starts, sell your farms and upgrade your DPS. Now that is by far the most consistent way of farming, but I do have another way of farming up my sleeve. I'll go ahead and show you after this bit here. But if you want to farm overnight, you're going to want to come to this person over here, aka the AFK chamber. You can see it's literally right by where you spawn. Talk to him, he's going to say, would you like to go to the AFK chamber? You gain gems and trait rerolls over time. Click yes, and he's going to take you into a private server basically. Okay, so this is by far the laziest way to farm gems and trait rerolls, however it works. Now do not worry about being disconnected, they're going to automatically reconnect you every 15 minutes if no input is detected, so you're absolutely fine. Every 90 seconds you get 7 gems, and I believe every 3 hours you get 1 trait reroll. Now this actually adds up over time. I'll put pictures up on screen right now. If you do this for around 6 hours, you're going to get around 1,000 gems, which doesn't seem like much, but since you literally had to do nothing to get them, I'd say it's a pretty worth it trade-off. Now if you bought premium, you'd get a lot more. As you can see over here, you get a ×2 gem multiplier if you have VIP, 1.5 if you have premium, and 2.5 if you have both. Gain 1 trait crystal every 2 hours if you have VIP or premium. Get an 8% chance for the unit and 2% chance for the shiny version if you have VIP or premium. So you might want to consider upgrading to VIP. I'm not going to because I don't really need it, but that is an option if you want to take this route. Oh, and if you're enjoying the video, be sure to smash that subscribe button. It's free and it helps out the channel a lot. Over 90% of you guys are not subscribed to this channel. Why? I literally don't know. If you guys want to help me out for free, that's literally the best way to do it. But without further ado, let's get back into the video. Now by far one of the easiest ways to get rich in this game is by grinding with a friend. Now you might be asking, Toxura, I don't have any friends, and don't worry, I got you. In the description below, I'm going to link the official Anime Reborn Discord server. Now once you join the server, you're going to get access to all of these channels over here. These channels are literally people begging for you to play with them. For example, carrying any mode for GP bundle or unit, also helping to evolve your unit's DM if you're interested. Looking for world collision grind. If you want to do infinite, don't worry, they also got you. A bunch of people in here are literally posting links asking people to join them. If you got no friends, this is by far the easiest way to make friends and to find games. And also I am in the server if you want to say hi, you know, there's also that. Now once you actually have units, also in the server, you're able to trade. So for example, trading ×2 Evo Dios, ×1 unevolved Delta Brothers, somebody else is trading a shiny Gohan, a shiny Rogan, etc, etc. So this is by far the best Discord server for anything Anime Reborn related, especially these channels here. They're literally people begging for you to join them in game. So I don't see why you wouldn't do it. Another way to get rich in Anime Reborn is by prioritizing events. Now at the time of recording this video, World Collision is basically gone, same with Winter Mayhem, but when the next event comes over, you're going to want to do it. Why? Events give you such good rewards, and if you manage to get somebody from the Discord server to play with you, you can get a bunch of rewards for yourself. This is the Winter Mayhem event. The World Collision event is even better in my opinion, because of the amount of good stuff you get, 4,000 New Year's coins, and a chance to get COD, which is one of the best units in the game. And with those 4,000 gems or coins, whatever, you're able to come here and roll your heart away and hopefully get a Beerus and Aizen or a Sid for yourself. Also, it is worth putting out there, in the summon area, if you come to the alchemy table, you're able to make potions to boost your gameplay. So you can make a shiny potion, a legends potion, a basic lush potion for the banner, and an experience potion. You're going to want to drink this one if you want to get quick XP, otherwise these don't really matter, but it's good to know. Another good thing for you to do is have wealthy on your farms. So you're going to want to come over to Gojo or the strongest shaman over here, select the person that you're going to want to use. The only two farms in the game is Speedcar and Bulma. You want wealthy on both of them. The other stats don't matter, but what does wealthy do? Well, wealthy, it gives you plus 25% yen for farm units. This basically means that in the round you're able to upgrade your units faster, meaning that you're able to get them to their final upgrade faster, meaning you get to grind faster and for longer, which obviously you're going to want to go ahead and do that. You can do the bingo. The bingo is kind of pointless IMO. The rewards aren't really that good if you're not like early in the game. For example, Tobarama, it's not really that good. These are really good. These are really helpful because they allow you to roll traits on your units. But now if you watched up until this part of the video, I'm going to put you onto the ultimate farming strategy, and it is macroing. I personally do not macro, I don't need to, but I know a lot of people who do macro and there's obviously a market for it. So I'm going to show you how to macro. This only works on PC, so if you're on mobile, you're kind of out of luck here, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, none of these are working. There we go. For macroing, you're going to want to come to West City Act 1. It's literally the easiest one, and it gives you the same amount of XP as basically every other map. The same amount of gold and the same amount of gems as every other map. So you're going to want to do West City Act 1. Okay, so this is actually the first time I recorded how to use the macro. The first time it didn't collect any of my audio at all, so this is going to be a far shorter version. So you're going to want to click on the settings over here and click unstuck. It's going to put you into a location onto the map. You don't want to move from there. So I'm just going to turn this way, zoom all the way out so you can see the entire map basically, and this is when you're going to want to press start. Now the goal of the macro is to have a lot of small movement, a lot of quick action. So I'm going to start recording by pressing F8, and instantly I'm going to attempt to place down a speed cut. Even though I don't have enough money for it, you want to do the action. Okay, now that I can actually do it, you want to click on the speed cut a few times just to ensure that the macro isn't going to mess up. Once that happens, go ahead and select your Turbo Granny or your DPS. I'm just going to use her. You want to spam place her down to make sure that it actually happens. As you can see, Turbo Granny is now placed down. You're going to want to click on her and spam this a few times. Next, you're going to want to come over here to this arrow over here, press T and upgrade Turbo Granny. You don't need to upgrade your farm, it doesn't really matter. Now this is where it gets important. In between your first and second slot, just where this picture or just where this box appears at the bottom of it, you're going to want to spam click. Why? This is where the replay button is going to show up on your micro. So you're going to want to press over here a bunch of times, press F8 to stop the recording, and now you're going to want to play it back. And as you can see, I'm not sure what happened to my stuff here, but the macro is working. So yeah, as you guys can see, I am not clicking the screen, but the macro is still doing its job. Now this is good because it shows that the macro is working, and if everything goes well, it's going to take me into the next round without even needing to click. Okay, judging by the sound, the boss is coming out onto the field. I'm not sure why all of my GUI just disappeared like that, but as you can see, that is the boss on the back ranks, and my macro is still working. So let's see how it plays out. So all of those have fallen. Now it's a 1v1 between my macro and the boss. Who's going to win? Okay, she's just pushing me out of the way. Wait, how am I flying? What? Somebody tell me how I did this. Huh? Whoa. And as you can see, the boss has died. And it should go ahead and take me into a round. And there we go. We got taken straight into a round. So that is how you macro.